Saw it coming, every single sign. I just chose to look away. I always knew. I saw the first crack in the second month, when you stopped laughing at the things that once made you throw your head back, fill the room with light. I noticed, but I told myself that everything was fine. I saw you pull away slowly, like the tide retreating from the shore. I saw you stop reaching for my hand, like you reached 1,000 times before. I saw the conversations getting shorter, saw the silences grow louder, saw you smiling less around me, saw you disappearing in the crowd. I noticed every single signal, every change in how you moved. Every time you said you're fine when fine was just something to soothe. I saw it all and said nothing, kept pretending not to see, kept convincing myself the problem was everything but me. And the truth is I was terrified of what it meant and it would mean. Terrified of losing something, even as it came apart at the seams. So I stay quiet, stay comfortable, stay blind by my own design. Watched it slowly fall to pieces, while I acted like everything was fine. I always knew, saw the writing on the wall. I always knew, watched us before the fall. Deep down I felt it every single day. I always knew, but looked the other way. I always knew, didn't want it to be true. I always knew what we were going through, but knowing and accepting are two different things. I always knew, but I was scared of what that brings. I remember the night you cried yourself to sleep, and I lay right beside you, too proud and too weak to ask what was hurting, too afraid of the answer, too comfortable with numbness, too slow to be the chance for something real and honest, something brave and true. I had every opportunity to really show up for you, but I chose my comfort over your healing, chose my pride over your feeling, chose the version of us that looked good from the outside over the truth we were both desperately trying to hide. I saw you giving everything and getting half in return. I saw you making excuses for me while inside you start to burn. I saw you explaining my behavior to people who already knew that I was taking for granted the best thing I'd ever been given, and that best thing was you. And I can't blame circumstances, can't blame timing or the stress, can't point fingers at the outside world when the problem, I must confess, was a man who saw the damage and decided comfort was enough, who chose familiar over honest when honest would have been enough. I always knew, saw the writing on the wall. I always knew, watched us before the fall. Deep down I felt it every single day. I always knew, but looked the other way. I always knew, didn't want it to be true. I always knew what we were going through, but knowing and accepting are two different things. I always knew, but I was scared of what that brings. I always knew the day would come when you run out of reasons to stay, when patience has a limit and love can only take so much weight. I always knew that silence was just postponing the inevitable, that everything I left unsaid was building something terrible. And when you finally walked away, I couldn't even be angry, 'cause everything you did was everything I made you. I drove you to that door with every choice I didn't make. With every moment I stayed comfortable while you slowly broke. Now I sit with all this knowing in an empty room alone, Going through the memories of everything we'd grown, seeing all the moments where I could've changed the story, where a word, a touch, a choice could've led us to a different glory. I think about the version of us that could've been, if I'd been brave enough to say what I'd always seen, if I'd chosen honesty over comfort every time, if I'd shown up fully present instead of half of my mind. I think about you often, wonder if you found your peace, wonder if the weight you carried finally got released, wonder if you ever think about what we could have been if I'd been the man I always knew you needed me to be back then. I always knew, saw the writing on the wall. I always knew, watched us before the fall. Deep down I felt it every single day. I always knew, but looked the other way. I always knew, didn't want it to be true. I always knew what we were going through, but knowing and accepting are two different things. I always knew, but I was scared of what that brings. I always knew, and that's the hardest part. I always knew, it still broke your heart. I always knew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not for what happened, but for what I saw coming and did nothing to buy up.